I would put happiness above anything. I'll tell you right now, if you were to say to me, Andrew, do you want a miserable, intelligent woman or a happy idiot? I'm like, how happy? Oh, you mean smiling all the time? Yeah, smiling all the time. Oh, cool, I'll take that. Hi, baby. Oh, hi, do you want coffee? Yes, I do, thank you. Yes, I do. Most successful men are in pretty much the same mood all of the time. And the woman decides the mood overall. If she's particularly happy, then we can all be happy. If she's moody, we're all moody. You just smile and everything will be fine. I would put happiness above.
All right, so that was a video by Andrew Tate. So we have some analysis that we want to do for this. But before we get to that, I want to introduce this podcast. This is the Controvert podcast. Welcome back, where we talk about modern dating, growth motivation, and crazy storytelling. So today I have with me my guest. Not my guest. Co-host. Sorry about We've been having a lot of guest speakers lately, so I've been getting these mixed up. But I had a couple of things I want to talk about this. But before I do, Dalen, do you want to go first? Because, I always go first on analyzing this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what Andrew Tate says here, I could really relate to. Like, just vibe and energy of women, like, really dictates the guy's
just water
mood.
Out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Keeping it in frame and stuff. Dang, dude. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, like I really agree with what Andrew's saying here about women and their vibe and energy, and how that kind of really dictates the overall mood. Like when you guys are together, if she's happy, you'll be happy. If she's like angry or moody, that kind of throws you off. Do
you have any experiences you want to talk about with this?
Let's start with you first, Panda.
Damn, dude, why are we playing like hot potato, bro? I throw it to you and then you throw it back to me. What the hell is this? All right, anyways, I will start first by saying like I don't agree with this. Actually, you're saying that you agree with this, but I actually don't agree with this because he's saying that like he would prefer, was it a cute idiot?
Yeah, a happy idiot.
A happy idiot.
Happy idiot. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool because I had a nickname for one of my past girls that I used to date. Her name was Cute Idiot.
Uh-huh. Okay, that kind of goes, yeah.
Anyways, I think being a happy idiot, like as a girl, and then you're dating that happy idiot, it's a little bit hard when you, as a man, you're not making like crazy amount like Andrew Tate. Mm-hmm. So for example,
there are extremes, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like he's an extreme. That's why like he doesn't have anything to worry about. Yeah. So he's like, oh yeah, I prefer a happy idiot. Mm-hmm. But for us, like normal guys, like me and you, like I'm making above six figures, but then it's like still I would prefer someone that is not like just a happy idiot. I would prefer someone who's like business oriented and then actually make some money. But with that, it comes with a little bit of a sacrifice, because if someone is very business oriented, then they could have traits of assertion, and if you're very assertive as a woman, then it could be correlative to masculinity. So if you do end up finding a woman out there who is very business oriented but is able to still be nurturing, then that is like a hidden gem. That is one of those girls that
rare,
the unicorns, you just gotta like wife them quickly.
Yeah.
So for me and you, or normal guys, we're not living like in a fairy tale like Andrew Tate.
Yeah,
he's kind of in a fairy tale. I'm not saying like it is like Disney,
but he made it. He made it like financially.
He made it financially, but the top 1%, they're living in a fairy tale because it's not what normal people go through.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this, man. Mm-hmm. Your wife, if she was not working, would that be okay for you? If I was
making enough to have a comfortable life, then I would say I would be fine with that. But nowadays, I feel like that's not the case. I feel like standard of living has definitely increased, so it's like more rare for a household to only have like the man working and stuff. Nowadays, you see both partners working at the same time, full time. So
I think it's become the norm that both the man and the wife, they both work. So I mean, we had a guy, Logan. He came on and he was saying that like he would not want his wife to work and stuff like that. Also, Andrew Tate, he says like kind of like the same things. Like he would want the woman to be a little bit more feminine. But I think what is hard for that is because we now live in a world where everyone's working, and it's like both men and women, and especially in California, right? Because we live in California. So if we live in California, like taxes here dicks our asses like out the door, and then now like housing prices going up like out the ass. It's hard to live here if you don't have your family support. And even like just making like over 6 figures is still pretty damn hard. Like you'll probably get a house like probably like 15 years from now.
I could kind of relate to what like Andrew Tate is saying and what Logan's saying, because growing up, I was in a family household where my dad was the provider and my mom was a housewife. She didn't have to work, but she just took care of us full time. So that was kind of like kind of eye-opening for me to see the benefits and the cons of that. That does kind of set the bar for me to kind of like have a life or want to pursue a life where like I'm the only provider if I do make it, you know, like financially, like Andrew Tate.
But let's think about like this. If you were to provide for you and your kids and your wife, how much would be like the threshold that you would need to make for that?
I would have to say like around $250,000.
$250,000.
Yeah.
You know the percentage of that?
Yeah,
that's
a
pretty
lot. High. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I agree with you. $250,000 is definitely the amount that you need to sustain like a wife and your kids and to support all of them, right?
Yeah.
But goddamn, I keep getting blown up my phone, man.
Damn.
Right,
who's hitting you up? Man. Who's hitting you up, G?
Dang, messing up with my concentration. Anyways, yeah, $250,000 is definitely what you need to get like your whole family supported. So I think it's very hard to get to that level. So nowadays you don't really see the man and the man just supporting like the whole household. And so when Andrew Tate, like he says this stuff, it's a little bit hard to follow for every man to follow. And if every man were to follow this, then you're just saying that all these men need to be pretty damn wealthy in order to sustain their whole family like that. And if everyone in this world, all the men out there, or a big majority of men out there, were wealthy above $250K, dude, I don't think that's enough revenue for the whole world to go around. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's like if everyone was rich, then what's the point of being rich, right? It's like it's gonna be totally diluted.
Yeah, dude.
All right, so what Andrew Tate's here saying is basically if your woman is happy, she dictates or sets a tone of like a happy mood. In some sense, that does make sense, because if you do have a woman that's like happy but like clueless, you know, you still kind of feel like, oh shoot, like she doesn't know what she's talking about, but like the vibes and stuff she gives off is kind of like.
What if the woman, like, she's an idiot, right? She doesn't know a lot of things. You have to teach her. Isn't that a lot of stress on you?
If you have the resources, I feel like it wouldn't be too much stress on you. But if you're like in today's world, if you're like if you don't have the resources or as much resources as Andrew Tate, then I feel like
for example,
it's going to be stressful.
Say for example, it's impacting your work. So for example, you have full-time work, and then you also have to spend some resources to help your girl out because she's having trouble getting a job, or she's having trouble just managing the house. She doesn't know how to fold clothes.
Like that?
Yeah, like she doesn't know how to do like the dishes, and every time she does the dishes, she drops a plate and then it breaks. You have to buy new dishes, or she accidentally nicked the furniture. You have to buy new furniture, and you know your $250K is not enough to sustain her idiocy and also your whole family. So
if it's like that, bro, damn, dude, then yeah, dude, that's definitely that's one extreme. Not saying all women are like that, but
yeah, I mean, I say that because like I've kind of seen some girls like that, not too extreme like that, but I've seen some girls like that, and it's just automatic cross off my list. I can't deal with that crap. Yeah, I have less patience, but
all right. Okay. So my question is, what if she's she does everything right? She doesn't like nick the furniture, like fuck up your dishes or whatever. But like on the other hand, she's kind of like she's not in a happy mood. She's kind of like more like a little bit on the sad spectrum.
Definitely, I'd be that's another spectrum where it's like this is definitely negative. But say for example, you had that case you just talked about, but she was happy all the time, but she didn't mess up like the kitchen, she didn't mess up furniture, she didn't break dishes. If that's the case, then I'd be cool with that. But what I have a problem with is actually if, aside from all the stuff like in the house, if it's like, for example, job development or stuff like that, she wants to get a job and I have to spend time, which actually has happened before, where I had to spend time to help polish this person's resume because they didn't know how to do it. And even so, it was just like the person didn't know how to improve their resume. I'm trying to teach a fisherman how to fish, right? But instead, I felt like I was just giving the fish. And so in the world that Andrew Tate lives in, if you're a millionaire, multimillionaire, you definitely could deal with idiots like that. But like for normal people like us, where we have to deal with other normal people, other people who are just like typical, it's hard to say that we can just be like, yeah, I want to deal with like a happy idiot, because honestly, that idiot might not be able to make money. And if you can't make money, then it's pretty much your income is just from you.
Yeah. In that case, I mean, for me, I would personally still like want a happier girl, but like a little bit less intellectually there. Like she doesn't have to be like super smart, like Bill Gates smart or whatever, like bringing in money, but like
for sure,
she has to hold down like the basic like necessities or like average like
what if she makes minimum wage and you see
like
that
she's working at like a waiter or like something like that?
Yeah, and you see like there's never any potential she could get out of minimum wage.
But I mean, if I really like vibe with her, then I would be like, I mean, there's other ways that we could possibly generate some more income besides just the full-time job, you know?
Yeah. You would have to move out Cali then, bro. Peace out.
Yeah, dude.
Later, brother.
Passport bros.
Nah, you could get the fuck out of this country. I'm staying here, man. No, but if you guys like want to watch our dating in the East versus West video, we talk about like why we would be passport brothers, and I think that is pretty good. It gives you a good idea of why we would want to go out of state, out of the country, just to like deal with other women, not from America. But yeah, anyways, I talk about like this, how I'm not okay with like happy idiot, and how dealing with like someone who's like trying to get that job development, it's very tough because I've dealt with that before. Also helped with money issues because there's a lot of debt involved. And so if you have a happy idiot, that comes with a lot of debt as well.
But not saying that she was a happy idiot though, right?
She was a happy idiot even though she had a lot of debt.
Okay.
So if your wife or your potential fiance has a lot of debt and she's a happy idiot, is that something you can take as a man, as a normal man? I mean, if you're a high value man like Andrew Tate, obviously you could do that. But I think I'm trying to speak for all the normal people out there. And I know some Tate haters, they're going to be like, dude, you got to make some more money. But I mean, a lot of the Tate supporters, they're people who don't make over 250K. So unless you make over 250K and you're an Andrew Tate supporter, you definitely can leave your comment and flame us. But if you're not, you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
If you don't even make like more than 100K, I don't even think you should be talking at all, because that's less than me, dude. So
I would say it's kind of tough nowadays to find that perfect balance. I mean, like nowadays, how often do you come across a woman that's like made it herself, or like, what do you call it, reputation?
Yeah, status.
The way Andrew Tate says it, status. Nowadays, like a woman with status is not like really easy to come across, because a lot of women nowadays, they do work, but it's like you said earlier, like the minimum wage jobs and stuff like that, where they think that's enough to like support a family or help contribute to a family setting.
Yeah, so this is the problem that like a lot of men, they come across with working women. So for example, if a woman was making like minimum wage, the man would be like, okay, yeah, she's nurturing, but she doesn't make enough. On the flip side, if it's a woman that makes a lot of money, the problem with that is that she's assertive, and like she could be a boss bitch, she could be very bossy, and then it could be very masculine, and it would fuck up the family dynamic. And so trying to find that balance is very, very difficult. So a lot of men that I know personally, we would want women that actually make money. We don't want like someone who's just working at a boba shop or hot pot shop. We actually want someone who makes pretty good money. Like if she makes over 50K, we're totally chill with that. Making over 50K and has a nurturing vibe, yeah, that's chill. But if she could make more than that, if she could make past 100K and still have that nurturing vibe, fucking bingo right there.
Yeah.
That's the jackpot.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with Andrew Tate when he says this stuff about like happy idiot, because a lot of the men that I know in California, they would want someone who's a working woman who actually knows things and works, is a hard worker, isn't a slacker, but at the same time has some sort of happiness to her. I think we prioritize that a lot more than just being purely happy, because if the woman comes at a liability, then it could really fuck up your financial gain in the future. And if it fucks up your financial gain, then you're not going to be happy.
True.
Unless you make a lot like him. So
yeah, in some cases, I feel like in order to avoid this situation, like, it's better to build yourself up first before getting into like a serious relationship where you guys are thinking about marriage. Like, does that make sense?
But
like,
okay, like
kind of like where you're, where she's just gonna be the cherry on top. Where like you already like you could maintain your own like comfortable lifestyle with how much you're making and stuff like that, and then like bringing another partner into a relationship or thinking about something serious like marriage, it would just be the cherry on top, because anything that she brings is kind of just like optional at that point, because you already have everything that, like, all the basic necessities that you need or want.
But you got to think about it, man. If we're saying that every man has to build himself up before he could like get married or whatever, then we're pretty much saying that you can't get married unless you build yourself up if you make it like over 6 figures.
Well, if you want to totally avoid the happy idiot situation completely.
Yeah. You're saying like avoid as in like you want a woman that's like a happy idiot?
Or like
you can accept that?
In order to accept that with the like no other fallbacks, you would have to be pretty like you would have to acquire some sort of status already.
Okay. Here's the average salary. I just pulled this up real quick. I know ZipRecruiter is not that reliable, but average salary in California is $60,000 per year. So assuming like a man never makes enough to like $250K to sustain his whole family, then he would never be capable of love if he wanted to avoid that happy idiot situation, right?
Well, if you wanted to live in Los Angeles or California, but I mean, there's other states where making minimum wage is totally like can provide a comfortable standard of living.
So you're trying to move out of state or what? Gonna leave me?
For me? No, I'm not saying I'm
Shit,
gonna
boy.
do that, but what do you call it? I'm for me personally, I'm trying to build myself up as much as possible before getting into anything where I'm thinking about like having a family, sort of say, you know?
All right. Okay. Well, I have one last question for both of us. So how much would you want to be making, and how much would you want at least your wife to be making to be comfortable?
Like thinking about something like starting a family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would say anywhere between, like, me personally making between like 120 to like 180K.
Okay.
And then my wife probably, I think anything above like 80K would be all right, would be pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. How about you?
For me, I would want my wife, like I said earlier, making at least 50K. Then I would be happy. I've had cases where like my girlfriend that I was before about to get married with, making way less than that, making way less than 50K. Mm-hmm. But I would have been okay with it because of how much love I felt for that person. Mm-hmm. But right now, it's not about like how much I make, how much really she makes. It's about like finding that woman that is actually exhibiting really feminine traits, that is very nurturing, very caring and loving, and only commits only to me. And so it's very hard to find that. But if I do find that and she makes over 50K, that's definitely the jackpot.
What if you find that and she doesn't make over 50K? Would you still consider about
I would still definitely
if you have
consider.
Like strong feelings for her,
yeah,
and like things are going well?
Definitely consider. But if there's no potential, and that was the problem like I had before, there's a very big lack of potential that like she could get past that. So I think with that it's very hard. It's very hard to live in California. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, I definitely could provide later down the road for everything, I am confident that like my salary would go up, like we'll get paid more and stuff like that. But the problem I have here is that happy idiots, they tend to be a little bit more lackadaisical. So if they're more lackadaisical and not hardworking, and they're just like idiots, like just ditzy, like like idiots, because that's literally how some happy idiots are. They're just always happy, and they're just like saying all these like body positivity or just like positivity about, like, it's all fake positivity, right? And literally, actually, they could actually be hurting inside, deep inside. So I think that being a happy idiot, also I can't really stand people who do dumb shit. It's like,
dude, sometimes I know
that makes me upset, dude. I just can't take
it annoys me.
Yeah, so it's like the example I gave earlier. If, like, for example, they keep dropping dishes, or they don't know how to fucking man. There's I don't even want to name some of these things, because if I do name some of these things, some people will know who I'm talking about. Because we have a lot of friends that watch this podcast, so I don't want to say that, but yeah, it just really did seem. But I'm gonna wrap this up because I think it's 20 minutes. Yeah, dude. So with this, I just want the viewers, especially like male viewers, to really understand. Don't just, like, if you're an Andrew Tate supporter, don't just like absorb his material and just be like, oh, dude, that's so right. You got to think about what you actually want, what you like actually reality, think is really possible for you, because there's not enough money to go around the whole fucking world. You can't be thinking, yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire one day. What are you right now? What is your work habit right now? Are you playing fucking League of Legends every day, or what? Are you just commenting on every post saying, oh, I'm a high value man? Because some of these Tate supporters are like that. I'm not saying I'm a Tate hater. We're not saying that we're Tate supporters. We're just saying that we watch some of his stuff. Some of his stuff is very interesting, but we're not like in 100% in agreement. I mean, you were in agreement with this video, but me personally, I was just like, this is kind of a fairy tale story. Because if you're living in that top 1%, it is a fairy tale, because you've made it to a point where not many people understand or can relate. The top 1% is very exclusive. So you probably don't see a vision from like the other side of the world, where there's a lot of men that don't have enough money to support, and if they don't have enough money, then they can't live with a happy idiot. They can't tolerate a happy idiot. A lot of men get pissed off when women are stupid. So actually, being a happy idiot could actually backfire. So something to think about for all the viewers out there, for all the Andrew Tate supporters. And I think we're going to end it over here. Thanks for watching Controvert Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe. Comment below what your thoughts are on this. If you think that you can live with a happy idiot, if you think that you would want like a high value woman, what are your thoughts? Let us know. And we'll see you guys next time on Controvert Podcast.